even beyond what just happened with Jaime Munguia, there's actually a bigger storyline behind this. Jaime Munguia's his story, I just discussed him. But the big picture right now that I really want to dive into is Eddy Reynoso. Eddy Reynoso is a good trainer. He's done a good job. Obviously, I'll give credit where credit is due. But there's no way I cannot question, and I mean legitimate question. This is not just a hypothetical question. This is based upon factual information, what we know about Eddy Reynoso to this point in time. This is something I need to question and say, you know what? I'm confident at this point in time we need to seriously investigate Eddy Reynoso. Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar Martinez, Luis Neri, Jaime Munguia. That is now a total of 5 boxers under his branch that he has trained and worked out that have now tested positive for PEDs. If you have one guy that happens to show up on your resume and have PEDs, all right, I won't really look at you too seriously yet. 2 or 3 will really starting to look at you and say, okay, something's going on. But we're at 5 guys now. There is no way in this world that I'm going to be able to look at you seriously and say, you know what? It's just a coincidence that you've now had 5 fighters all test positive for PEDs. And maybe he is innocent. Maybe he has nothing to do with this. I don't know. But when you have 5 incidences of 5 of your fighters testing positive for PEDs, there's no reason that we shouldn't be able to go look into something right here. Because something about Eddy Reynoso's camp is a little bit skeptical. It's quite fishy if we're going to be honest right now. And I think that if I were Eddy Reynoso and I were to be innocent, I would want to clear my name as well. Because everybody in the boxing world has the rightful accusation towards him of saying, you know what? This guy is something fishy going on over here. And he's a cheater giving guys PEDs. We have 5 guys. 5 fighters have done it. We have every right to question that at this point in time. We don't like cheaters in boxing. And if you do, then that's a legitimate problem. If you're producing cheaters, that's a massive issue. And if you are not innocent and you are guilty of this, then sure, you're not going to want to be investigated. You're not going to want to be even accused of these type of things, and you know what you've done. But then if that is to be a case, I think the BBFC, I think whoever's in charge, people need to start looking into this seriously. Because PEDs cannot be tolerated in boxing in any way, shape, or form. And if we have one of the top recognized trainers in boxing right now, a man that has a list of, like I said, Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar Martinez, Luis Neri, Jaime Munguia, and so on and so forth, these are guys that have been in big fights. These are guys that have legitimate resumes and names. You cannot be putting these guys on high stakes, whether that be world championship fights, title eliminators, contending fights, big fights, and they are going to be on PEDs, or you have the risk of that being the case. Unexcusable. And this needs to seriously be addressed at this point in time. Because this is no longer just something I'm going to be able to look at and just bat an eye to and say, you know what, it could just be a coincidence. No. 5 guys. Unacceptable. And it seriously must be addressed now. And I'm not sure exactly how it's going to be carried out and done, but we need to seriously be skeptical of this because this is unacceptable at this point in time. There is under no circumstance a rightful way in which you should have 5 of your fighters testing positive for PEDs. This is boxing. PEDs should not be tolerated, should not be accepted, and if they are done, there needs to be legitimate punishments. And I mean legitimate punishments. What happened to Ryan Garcia for 1 year exactly on the date is a little bit fishy to me. That needs to be a little bit longer. Boxing is dangerous in and of itself. Nobody's going to deny that. You can make a legitimate case, and I believe it is the most dangerous sport in all of the world. We don't need guys having performance enhancement stepping inside of that ring. There's no room in boxing for that to happen. He needs to be addressed, and this needs to come to a conclusion ASAP.